Hello stars, welcome back to the channel, or if it's your first time here, welcome. This is Gwendolyn, and this video is going to be on the new moon in Scorpio on October 30th, the day before Halloween. So with this coming up, it's actually kind of a special new moon. It's full of like desire and passion and seduction. It's kind of this great, almost spooky feeling for the day before Halloween. It's just got this, Scorpio is the sign of mystery and intrigue and things that are hidden. So with this new moon in Scorpio, it's kind of setting a fun tone for Halloween the next day. And if you want to learn a little bit more about Halloween, me and one of my friends who has another channel on YouTube, Julianne Victoria, just did a video about Halloween, so you can check that out right here. I'll put a link. And this new moon, like I said, Scorpio represents passion and desire. So wherever this falls in your chart, for whatever sign you are, I'm going to go through each of the signs. It'll be something that can originate or enter our lives that has to do with new passion or new desire. So new moons are times when things initiate, when things begin, when things enter our lives. And full moons generally tend to be when things come to fruition, when things complete, and when things exit our lives. So if you're trying to draw something into your life, a new moon is a good time to begin that. And the new moon in Scorpio happens at 7 degrees 43 minutes Scorpio. That's Pacific time. And the Sabian symbol for 8 degrees Scorpio, because we round up with the Sabian symbols to the next full degree. And the image for 8 degrees Scorpio is a moon shining across a lake, which I think is really appropriate here too. I'm going to put an image that shows the new moon shining across the water here in the video for you to take a look at. And just a symbolic translation of that is illumination of the soul by transcendent wisdom. So whatever it is that you went through in all of the eclipse season of September, see if you can integrate some of the new wisdom that you've had and enjoy bringing in and calling forth some new desires, some new passions in whatever area of life this new moon is happening for you. So I'm going to start off with Scorpio. Scorpio, this new moon is happening in your first house of identity and self. So it's a good time to set the tone for the new you that you want to see coming about. If you have new passions or new desires right now, especially in terms of who you want to be, who you want to present yourself as, how you want to be in your life, a lot of you Scorpios may be seeing a new you emerging, which can be sort of like a shedding of the old skin. And it may take over the course of the next 6 months for this to develop. Usually new moon in Scorpio is when it will begin for you in terms of identity and self, and then over the course of the next 6 months until we get the full moon in Scorpio, you'll see the full new you having emerged. So if there's something that you would like to begin now in terms of who you are as a person, yourself, your identity, a new you, now is a good time to begin that, Scorpio, especially around the time of this new moon in your sign. And since that's happening around 10:38 a.m. on October 30th Pacific time, if you can do it around that time, set some intentions for who the new you you'd like to see emerge. So for Sagittarius, this new moon in Scorpio is happening in your 12th house of dreams, of fantasies, of the subconscious, the unconscious. So if you're having any sort of passions or desires that are showing up in your dreams specifically, now whether that's literal dreams, like when you're sleeping at night, or just dreams and fantasies that you've had, like dreams that you've wanted to accomplish in your life, this new moon in Scorpio is giving you a lot of charged emotional energy. Remember, Scorpio is a water sign, and it's a sign of the deep, deep feelings. So feelings that are usually hidden from light. This new moon in Scorpio, it has a lot of like sexy energy to it. It has a lot of passion. It has a lot of drive. It has a lot of transformation. So if there are dreams, fantasies, visions that you have been seeking to implement into your life, this new moon in Scorpio is a good time to do that. It's really giving fuel to any dreams or fantasies that you might have. And it might be a good time too, Sagittarius, to pay attention to where your passions are, where your desires are, especially related to your dreams. It's going to give you fuel for that and to pursue those dreams. Remember, new moons represent beginnings. So beginning a dream, beginning a fantasy life, beginning this thing that has been kind of hanging out in your subconscious or unconscious. Great time to start that, Sagittarius. So that's where it's falling for you, Sag. This new moon in Scorpio is happening for Capricorn in your 11th house. And this is a new area for you of passion and desire regarding your community and regarding your friends and humanity. The 11th house represents our friends, our outer community, our outer family. It can sometimes represent science, but it represents generally humanity as a whole. So if you have been looking, Capricorn, to begin new friendships with people, begin new senses of community, a new tribe. Say there's a group of people that you want to interact with. Say if you want to interact more with artists or actors or builders or whomever it is that you're looking to participate with. This is really the house of outer community, humanity. This is showing that you have a new passion there, a new sense of desire. So you might be noticing some new desires popping up about who it is that you want to interact with, who you want your community to be, and it's a great time to sow those seeds. Go out and network, go out and talk to people, go out and explore, and it's a great time of new freedoms too. 11th house also represents freedom. So if you've been having new passion, new desires around the subject of freedom, this is a great time to begin those endeavors that allow you to have those freedoms, Capricorn. So I encourage you to use this passionate energy of the new moon in Scorpio on October 30th to fuel those new networks, new socializing, new community, new tribe, and new senses of freedom. So for Aquarius, this new moon in Scorpio is happening in your 10th house. So what this represents, 10th house is house of career and reputation and status. So you may be having some new passions, new desires regarding your career. For some of you, this may show up as wanting to launch into a new career. It may be considering things that you've never done before in your career. It's a new passion, new desire in your career area. Could be new reputation and new status too. So it could be like beginning a new class, or something that allows you to have a certificate or something to put up on your wall. Because remember, 10th house is reputation and status, accolades, certificates, all of that sort of thing. New recognition. So some of you may be wanting to go to the next level in your career. You may be noticing some budding of desires of new passions to go to the next level in terms of status or reputation. Or it could be new desires in terms of doing something different, new passions. So let that percolate and identify what your new passions and desires are regarding your career, status, outward life, Aquarius, and now is a good time to begin those and watch those flourish over the next 6 months until we get our full moon in Scorpio. So for Pisces, we've got this new moon in Scorpio in your 9th house. 9th house is the house of travel. It's the house of higher learning. It's the house of other philosophies, other cultures, higher spirituality. So this could be a time when you may want to have or you may notice new passions and new desires. That's new moon in Scorpio energy regarding travel. You may be noticing new desires to travel somewhere, to perhaps pursue something that has to do with higher learning. It may be a good time to begin something that has to do with publishing. Ninth house also represents publishing, so if you've been looking to publish something or put it out to the outer world, new moon in Scorpio supports that, and it's featured during this time. If you have also been looking to check out a new philosophy or a new culture or a different spirituality, like if there's a different religion that you want to explore, new moon in Scorpio is fueling those new passions and new desires in that area. So any new passions or desires that may be showing up for you, especially in the areas of publishing, of higher learning, of spirituality, philosophy, or other cultures, that's all, and travel, that's all featured for you right now, Pisces, and you can watch that develop over the next 6 months until we get our full moon in Scorpio. So start laying plans now in those areas for what you'd like to see develop over the next 6 months. For Aries, this new moon in Scorpio is happening here in your 8th house, and the 8th house is the home of Scorpio. So this kind of intensifies the Scorpio energy. And Scorpio is the house of intensity. It's the house of things that are hidden. It's the house of passions and desires. So what I'm seeing for you, Aries, is that there is some sort of new passion, new desire awakening in the house of desire for you, in the house of passion, in the house of transformation. So there could be a lot going on for you in terms of going in further into your own passion. You Aries are pretty passionate as you are, just as your sun sign. But it's like new desires, new passions, things that actually can transform you, because the 8th house is the house of transformation. It's the house of death and rebirth. So if there is a way, Aries, that you're looking to go through a rebirth, for some of you, this could be like depth psychology. For some of you, it may be like some sort of adventure that is life-changing. For some of you, it may be going deeper into your sexuality. For some of you, it might be studying things that have to do with the occult or mysteries or anything that is hidden, anything that is out of view. That's all 8th house energy. So there's new passions, new desires here in this house of transformation, of passion, of energy, of sexuality, of things that are hidden, mysterious, things that can lead to transformation and rebirth. So those are all themes for you with this new moon in sexy Scorpio. So enjoy that energy, Aries. And it also is a water sign, so it can be very emotional. I mean, it can mean having new emotions of passion and new emotions of desire that you're allowing yourself to have or beginning to have, because you're a fiery sign, but letting some of that water, that emotional side come in, can be very nice for you, very transforming. For Taurus, this new moon in Scorpio is happening in your 7th house of partnership here. And that's the house of the other. That's the house of relationships. So it's the house of people that you partner with, whether that's a romantic partner, a spouse, a boyfriend or a girlfriend, a business partner, friends, families. It's basically who you have relationships with, Taurus. And it's also your opposite sign of who complements you. So this could be a new desire for a partner or a new passion for a partner. You may, if you're not partnered with someone right now, this may show up as a new desire to be in a relationship. Or if you are in a relationship, Taurus, this could be like a new desire for your partner or a newfound passion for your partner that develops over the course of the next 6 months. Scorpio also represents transformation, represents things that are hidden. It represents intensity. So new moon in Scorpio has to do with new desires, new passions related to all of those themes. And it especially is going to show up in your relationships. So if you've been having any sort of feelings bubble to the surface of new desires or new passions regarding your relationships, that can grow over the next 6 months if you're sowing the seeds for that now. You start to begin whatever it is that you would like to see show up in your life in that sector, and nurture it over the next 6 months, and you may see some nice results by the full moon in Scorpio. So enjoy that, Taurus. For Gemini, this new moon in Scorpio is happening in your 6th house, which is the house of work, of duty, of schedules, routines, day-to-day habits, and your health. So because new moon in Scorpio represents new desires and new passions, you may be having new desires about your work, or new passions that you're finding in terms of dedicating things to your health, new passions for like a lifestyle, or new desires for a new schedule. Just your day-to-day work habits, the things that you do on your regular routines. You might be having new desires there, new passions. For some of this could show up as a new passion for going to the gym. For some of you, this is going to be a new desire to have a different work schedule. And so just look at where it's showing up for you, Gemini, in terms of your work, in terms of routines, daily schedule, your health. All of those, this Scorpio energy is going to give you like deep feeling, intensity, new desire, new passion in all of those areas. So apply that and watch that develop over the course of the next 6 months. It's a great time to begin, say, like a workout schedule or a new dietary regimen, or anything that is consistent, anything that you'll do on a regular basis. For some of you, it might be like starting going to yoga classes, or starting a new sport, anything that has to do with your health, or practicing something. Like for some of you who are musicians, if you're practicing daily, this may show a new passion or a new desire to do that daily schedule, that daily routine. So enjoy that enjoy that new moon in Scorpio energy, Gemini. For Cancer, this new moon in Scorpio is happening in your 5th house of true love, of romance, of creativity, and of children. So for some of you Cancers, there could be a real new desire, new passions in terms of romance, in terms of either finding your true love or going to the next level with someone that you identify as your true love. If you're already partnered with that person, it could be a new passion that you're discovering with them, or a new desire for them. It also could be new passion in your creative work. This could be a new project that you're working on. New moon in Scorpio basically gives you more intensity in terms of your emotions. More, do you think of that spark? It's like a new spark in your house of true love, romance, children, and creativity. So anything to do with creative projects, creative work. This is like a true love house, so that your true love could show up here with new moon in Scorpio. It's a nice intensity there. Use that energy, use that passion and desire to fuel one of those areas for your 5th house. Enjoy that, Cancer. And you can watch it happening over the next 6 months. Whatever you start now will develop over the next 6 months, until we get the full moon in Scorpio. For Leo, this new moon in Scorpio is happening in your 4th house of the home. So some of you may be having new desires and new passions coming about for a new home. Or it can be that you're having new passion and new desire showing up in your current home. This could take the form of someone coming into your home, or it could be about beautifying it. You Leos love sort of lavish environments, or things that make you feel like that big purring kitten that you are inside. So I'm getting images of gold for you. The 4th house really governs the home and nurturing. So this could have to do with parents. Some of you may be getting new passions and new desires of becoming a parent if you aren't already, or if you have kids already, you may get stirrings of passions and desires to become a parent again. or it could just have to do with home-related things. So a new home or new improvements on the home. Again, just new passions and desires showing up in your home sector. So some of you may just even want to have like new refurbished interior decorating when this shows up. You might have a new desire for your surroundings to be different. So that's going on for you, Leo. For Virgo, this new moon in Scorpio is happening in your 3rd house of communication. This gives you a lot of depth of feeling for your communications around this time. If you're having new passions or new desires about the way that you want to speak or communicate or express something, Virgo, this gives you a really great time to do that. For example, if you're writing something, or if you are a public speaker, or if you're lecturing, this gives you a lot of intense emotion. Scorpio is a very intensely emotional sign, and this new moon in Scorpio in your 3rd house of communication and expression gives you a lot of fuel. So if any of you are speakers, if you're actors, if 3rd house rules all expression, so anyone who's in the expressive arts, whether that's painting, speaking, acting, poetry, music, anything that's expressive, DJs, writers, authors, this gives you intensity of emotion here. And you may be experiencing new desires, new passions to write more, to say more, to sing more, anything that has to do with the throat or words or communication. New communications are really featured here, Virgo. So if you've been looking to say something, if you've been looking to put out anything that has to do with expression, now is a really great time that's featured to begin that, and then watch that develop over the next 6 months until we have our full moon in Scorpio. So enjoy that, Virgo. And for Libra, this new moon in Scorpio is happening in your 2nd house of possessions, finance, assets, values, things that you own. So Libra, if you've been looking to add some new possessions to what you already own, or you may be having new desires and new passions for things that you own, or new values. It can represent the physical realm of assets and possessions in terms of money or actual things, but it also can represent the world of values. So it could be intangible values. Like if some of you want to incorporate values, some of you may be experiencing new passions and new desires for new values like patience or whatever, integrity, or whatever the things that are that you value. You may see them in someone else, and this could be like, I really want to be like that. I have these stirrings and yearnings and passions to integrate that and have that be something that I own, have that be a value that I possess, that I own. Because possessions and ownership can have to do with tangible physical things. That is 2nd house Taurus stuff, but it can also have to do with value, things of beauty, things of, and that's a theme for you too, Libra, is possessing things of beauty. So this is showing that you may want to draw new things related. You may have new desires or passions for drawing new things of beauty to you, or it could just be an intangible value, like patience, kindness, compassion. If any of you are trying to integrate those values into your life, now is a good time to begin that and watch that develop over the next 6 months. Conversely, if some of you are looking to add to your finances or possessions, some of you may be noticing new passions and new desires to add more things to your life, or a particular thing. Now is a good time to start socking away money for that, or beginning the way of acquiring that, and then watch it develop over the next 6 months. So for some of you, for example, if you're trying to draw something to you, a vision board created now can help you develop that energy over the next 6 months. Could happen sooner, but now new moon in Scorpio is a great time to begin that, Libra. So that is my reading for everyone for this new moon in Scorpio. Enjoy all the new passionate energy and the new intensity and the new desires that are arriving at this time, because that's what new moon in Scorpio is all about. Hope everyone has a wonderful Halloween. And if you're interested, I want to thank you, everyone who's been signing up for my new tarot course. It's been wonderful to see all of you who are interested in signing up. And if you're interested in that, it's 22 cards, a card a day on the major arcana of the tarot. I'll put a link here if you want to learn a little bit more about it. And as always, I just want to thank everyone so much for watching. Yours in the stars.